All right, welcome to the fifth episode of Reading Reddit. um, for the podcast, I'm really eager to get into this. It's going to be a long read, and I've got my Rudy beer here for making it fun. Okay, we got a tantalizing one right here. Am I the asshole for telling my sister to not come back to my home because of her unruly children? Let's go to the full post here. Hi everyone, yesterday was my birthday. My sister came in from New York to spend the weekend with me and brought her kids along. I'm not big on birthdays, but I figure I'd do something small and at least spend some time with my family. My sister arrived Friday night with the intention of spending the weekend. I live on the third floor. Her kids woke up at 6 a.m. Saturday morning, and we're running in my small 3-bedroom apartment. She also has 2 teenagers who left my bathroom messy and out of order. They were also leaving lights on, turning on the heat without notifying me, running up the light and electric bill by doing these things. I gently pointed these things out to her and told her that we're on the third floor and out of respect for the neighbors downstairs should try to keep things quiet. That's a good thought, keeping things more respectful. I should point out that I have no kids and enjoy this aspect of my life. I don't hate kids and enjoy being around the children in my family, but I do get annoyed when kids are unruly and disrespectful, related or not. I think a lot of people sympathize with that, get annoyed with kids who get a little bit too much, even the parents. So, okay. Anyway, she packed her things and made it seem like we were all good. Said she was staying at my sister's house and coming back the following day so that we can celebrate my birthday on Sunday. She gave me the indication that she was upset about anything. She gave me no indication that she was upset about anything. Anything I said or did during her time there. Okay, so there's no indication. Everything seems good, but some tells me until it's not. It's usually how it goes. The next day, I got a measly HBD text, and she was a no-show. She did not come to my home and left back to New York from my sister's home. I responded thank you, but then later found out that she was upset and asked her to control her children while I was in my home. My mother eventually told me why she was a no-show for my actual birthday. The following day, and I texted her and let her know that moving forward when she comes into town that she should stay at my sister's. She tried to act like she was unaware about what was going on, but I couldn't really give a shit. The damage is done. Am I wrong for asking her to rein in her kids while they're in my home? Is she the asshole for saying that the kids should chill in her home, not be causing havoc in her house? No. I think that it's all understandable, and I think it's douchey for the parent to expect special favors on certain things like that. So she ended up spending her birthday alone with zero family, all because of a misunderstanding. Maybe it was deserved. I think it's a little bit harsh to have nobody on your birthday. That's a bit harsh. So there's some edits here. There's a lot of comments that they're responding to. So there's more information that the person provides on the kids. The kids are aged 13, 14, and 3. The 3-year-old is very rambunctious, while the 13 and 14 are always on their phones and leave messes everywhere they go. Okay, the 13 and 14-year-olds, that one seems like those kids are a little bit more careless when they could do better. The 3-year-old is still learning some of the basic behaviors on how to respond to things. Uh, hmm. This person's on a tight budget. So let's see. See what the comments are. Not the asshole surprised your other relatives weren't more sympathetic, but then my mother would have wasted no time in disciplining those kids. In this home, we do not behave like that. Her sister sounds like one of those oblivious parents who thinks her kids can do no wrong. And it sounds like you live in an apartment, so yes, minding the noise level is important. I've seen queries in this forum about neighbors with noisy visiting kids. So yeah, let's see. Oh, this was nice. Somebody left a happy birthday message. That's good. And not the asshole seems to be what I'm seeing here is in the comments. I'll read another response. Not the asshole. Not the asshole times 1,000. As parent of 3, I can 100% tell you that I would not allow my kids to act like that at someone's house. You never touch someone else's AC, heat, etc. You turn lights off when you walk out of a room if you are the last one out. Yeah, so, yeah, just gotta show respect to the environment that you're in. You know? That person's house, that person's rules. Plain and simple. Should show respect to that. Let's go to another Reddit one. Kind of finding interesting ones as I go along. Okay, this one's kind of interesting, this title here. Let's go to it. Am I the asshole for saying, "That's rich coming from you," to a family with kids when they complained about our dog? Very ambiguous title. I don't know really what to make of that. Hi y'all. This sub recently helped me out with another issue, so I figured I'd return to the present with another issue, even though it's not that dramatic. I don't know what the prior issue was, but let's get into it. Context. My family was at a restaurant to eat out because we celebrated the uncle's 50th birthday. We also brought our dog along. I completely understand when people are annoyed when there are dogs everywhere, and some people really like it too far. Some people really take it too far. I get it, but basically we had no choice. Our girl has trauma and can't stay alone too long. We had no one to watch her. And I know everyone says that, but she's really well behaved. Okay? She just lays there on the table, looks around a bit, and sometimes begs a little, but only from us. And also she's really small, so a dog that's not taking up too much space and is pretty close to very well behaved. Sounds like a reasonable dog. Anyway, there were some couples and groups of 3s present, but the only other bigger party were, I guess, a mom, grandma, and 2 kids, 3 to 6-ish. I should say that I like kids. I really do. I want to work with kids. In fact, I'm 18 by the way. But these little guys were still somewhat disturbing. They screeched and yelled. One of the kids asked like 3 times for fries when they were already ordered for him. A bit annoying, but not to the point I would complain honestly. However, pretty suddenly, the grandma started to complain about people that bring their dog everywhere, and that it is so gross when one is in a closed area. She looked in our direction and with an annoyed face, and I admit it annoyed me pretty much. Would it have been any of the other guests, I would understand, but our girl was simply minding her own business while the kiddos annoyed everyone. So I looked at her and said, "That's rich coming from you, since your group is the most disturbing one here," while no one complains about Tinka. Which is, I guess, the name of the dog, Tinka. It's kind of a cute name, Tinka. Alright. But yeah, by the way the kids are behaving, it sounds like these kids are a piece of work, and that they come off as a bit much. So it does kind of seem like an irony kind of thing. The grandma stared at me and then looked at my parents so they would say something, but my mom simply continued to eat, and my dad looked back at her and grinned. She looked like she wanted to say more, but the other woman told her to let it be and tried to calm the kids down. We didn't interact further for the rest of our stay. Ooh, nobody else chipping in their favor. Ooh, kind of a smack. This happened 2 days ago, but I'm still unsure if I was my call to say what I said, because I know how kids can be, and it really can be annoying when everyone brings their dog everywhere. But I just felt the need to defend my dog because she wasn't doing anything. That's a good thing to do, is defending your animal on a level. And so this person's asking, am I the asshole? There's some edits for clarifications. I didn't ask if I'm the a-hole for bringing the dog with us. The restaurant was dog friendly. Okay, that's a good question. So since the restaurant's dog friendly, that can be skipped. So, edit 2, I'm not American. Please stop calling me names for doing something legally. Oh, okay. So this person's coming from a distance. I'm gonna log out now. This is a bit overwhelming, and some people are sadly getting toxic, upset everyone's judgment. I also didn't want to start a dogs and kids restaurant debate. And yeah, okay. Let's see what this is. Okay. Okay. Some of these responses are a bit interesting. I see a bit of not the asshole. It's the main thing. Some of these reads are a little bit interesting here. The kids were disturbing everyone. The dog was being quiet and unobtrusive. The kids were being objectively detrimental to other diners' experience, while the grandma simply didn't like dogs, even though yours was doing nothing wrong. If they don't like dogs, then they can pick a restaurant that isn't dog friendly. They should learn to control their children so that they don't disturb other people's special occasion. You just called her out and her kids' poor behavior, and she didn't like that. Not the asshole. Yeah. Not the asshole. I see a bit of not the asshole, so I think that's the main thing I'm seeing. Oh, this person's dog is named Tinka too. Not the asshole. Not bothering anybody. And it seems like this person ruled the grandmother as a total asshole. So yeah. Let's see. Ooh, this one's got an interesting title. If I were to just judge the title here, this person would be the asshole. But okay. Am I the asshole for telling my friend's boyfriend that he shouldn't have been allowed to eat? Now that title itself, I'd have a pre-ruling on this. Asshole. But as I read more, I want to see what the full thing is. Of course, and see if I can guess what Reddit decided and voted on. Some friends and I decided to do the trend where we have a dinner and everyone brings a food and starts with the first letter of their name. There is one friend of ours that's a bit of a moocher. Whenever we go out, she never pays for stuff. Whether it's the dinner, bill, tickets, for the movies, etc. We always end up paying for her. But everyone accepted this and doesn't really have an issue with it. However, recently it's become worse. She's been dating this guy for a couple of months. She brings him everywhere with her, even when he's not invited. So now we have two people to pay for. Ooh, okay, now there's more of a blurred line here. Also, I feel like I have to say that they have jobs. They're not struggling. It'd be different if they were broke. Then, of course, I wouldn't mind. Okay, so they're both douchey moochers is what I'm gathering from this. But yeah. We had the dinner last night. Everybody brought food and put a lot of effort into it. These two, however, showed up with absolutely nothing, not even a bottle of soda. We were annoyed, but nobody said anything. It wasn't until the end of the night when they were leaving that I cracked a little. This friend's boyfriend was taking home all the BBQ ribs that were left. I repeat, all of it. And it was a lot. Like, damn, be considerate at least. He emptied the entire tray of ribs into a container. Ooh, not even considering anybody else. When I politely asked, can you maybe not take all of it? The others might want some food. He got all defensive and asked, why are you treating me like I'm stealing all the food? I clarified that I never said such a thing, and that I only asked that he didn't take all of it. He got angry, plopped the ribs back, and said, fine, I don't need your food. To which I replied, it kind of seems like you do, and to be honest, you shouldn't have eaten at all since you didn't contribute again, as usual. Ooh, bitter slap back. Then my friend came, took him, just left without saying anything. Now apparently she's angry with us, mainly me. Well, I don't think I give a rat's ass about a friend, caring about that scenario there, about what she feels. If she's not contributing, what's she doing? And if she can afford to bring something to it, it's inconsiderate that she isn't trying to bring something, or at least not giving an excuse. Then my friend came, took him, just left without saying anything. Now apparently she's angry with us, mainly me. Most of my friend group doesn't think I did anything wrong, but there are a couple who are saying I shouldn't have said anything. The thing is that I didn't even say anything to my friend because I don't mind that she doesn't contribute. Her boyfriend was the one irritating me. He eats the most food, but doesn't contribute. Drinks the most alcohol, doesn't contribute. Orders really expensive meals at restaurants, doesn't contribute towards the bill. I guess I got kind of annoyed and snapped at him. I tried phoning her to clarify that I don't have any issue with her, but she's ignoring me. I don't know. Maybe I should have left well enough alone. Well, at this point, they're the asshole, in my opinion. Because they're not contributing, they're not helping, they're just there. And honestly, I think if anything, they should be apologizing to the people that do have to deal with them, do have to pay for them, and contribute to dealing with them. But that's just my own opinion. But I'm gonna say not the asshole. I'd be surprised if that would. I'd be surprised if people went a different direction. But yeah, I'm reading the comments. I'm seeing not the asshole responses. You're not the asshole for this event, but why on earth do you and your friends tolerate them mooching like that? Tell them that they need to pay their own way. Yeah, fair point. And do it. And if you go to a movie, buy your own tickets and let them pay or leave. Get separate checks at restaurants. When the server first comes to the table, tell them you'll need separate checks. As a former restaurant employee, I can tell you that it's fairly easy to split a check if you know it'll be split before you start entering things. And a royal pain to go back and split the check after you entered it together. You and your friends have been complete doormats. When you let bad behavior repeatedly go unchallenged, it never stops and often worsens. Yeah, it seems like it's gotten to a point where it's worsening enough where you want to say something. So, probably say something. Because the person says, seriously, I just stopped inviting them a long time ago. Fair. Like, why would you want to keep having them in your life if you have to keep paying for them? It's not like they're not able to fund themselves. It sounds like. And the question here, this person poses down here, after saying not the assholes, who wants friends like this? Why would you want to keep being friends with this person? And freeloading should be not be tolerated. And I really feel like that too. Like, it annoys me to read a story where it's all about freeloaders who just take advantage of the connection instead of bringing anything to it. You know? Rudy Bear. Okay. What do we got here? Okay, what's this? Okay, am I an asshole for refusing to get into the tub after my husband stood in it with his outside flip-flops? Excuse me. My husband and I are on a trip at a B&B with a clawfoot tub. I'm a very clean person. I'm genuinely paranoid about cleanliness standards of hotels. So I've trained my husband to wear flip-flops in hotels versus bare feet. We also wear flip-flops in the showers or tubs that we do not plan to bathe in. But apparently he thinks that this applies to a tub we are about to bathe in as well. Tonight we decided to bathe in the tub. He was about to use soap to wash the tub before the soak, but I noticed he'd worn his flip-flops in the shower in the tub. These flip-flops have been out in the streets. The amount of germs and trash they brought made me 100% sure I wouldn't be taking a bath there. But he got upset with me instead. According to him, I'm making up new rules. I don't think I did because this is implied. It blows my mind that he thinks differently. Am I the asshole for thinking this? I think he should apologize for ruining a relaxing bath. He wouldn't because he feels that he didn't do anything wrong and blames me for changing rules. Am I the asshole? Um, this one's kind of one where I could actually kind of side with this person being the asshole a little bit. I might go with that. This person's an asshole. Only because, like, it seems like this person established a rule, and this person was following it. It's just a little bit more than he should have. So I think it's a bit much. And honestly, there's germs anywhere you go, and everywhere you go. Some people are very paranoid, and I sympathize with that, but I'm kind of thinking this person might be the asshole. Oh, yes. You're the asshole. He didn't ruin a relaxing bath. Your neurosis did. Get therapy. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure what ESH means. Does it mean they're both kind of assholes? Yeah. He didn't do anything wrong. You're just unreasonably worried about cleanliness. And I feel for them on that level because that kind of paranoia, that sucks. I've got paranoias for certain things too. But I think I've got to put some stuff aside and be able to work with things. No, sure. I'm going to try to scroll down a little bit and find interesting ones on that too. Ooh, this one here. Am I the asshole for telling my 6-year-old that Santa isn't real? After I read this one, I'm going to munch for a sec, and then I'm going to get back to reading. Am I the asshole for telling my 6-year-old that Santa isn't real? I, a 39-year-old male, was watching the movie Elf with my wife, who's 32, and 6-year-old daughter. We reached a scene where the elves are working in Santa's sled and make it fly because not enough people believe in Santa. My daughter latches onto this and just keeps asking, is Santa real? Her mother says yes, but my daughter kept asking me as well. I say Santa is a great idea and a lot of fun, but no, he's not real. Oof. Yeah, it's a young age where people want to believe in that. I think it's okay to believe in that at that age, but it's kind of a told lie to everybody. There are people that do things that are like Santa Claus, but there's no Santa Claus. And there's some people that don't even know, and they're like adults. So, I don't know, I think you just kind of made this kid go, what the fuck? For some context, I love Christmas, but I didn't get to celebrate Christmas until I had a family of my own. I was raised in a family whose religion prohibited Christmas. Background's important. Couldn't wait to get out and experience all the moments I missed. So we did do Christmas as big as we can, all the stereotypical traditions, and for the past 5 Christmases, I passively went along with the Santa idea with my daughter, even though I told my wife that I didn't like lying to her, and I didn't see the point in lying about something that would eventually come out no matter what. I also told my wife that I wouldn't lie if it was ever asked. Well, the moment finally came. She asked me, and I said he wasn't real. First, my daughter was fine. My wife gave her some long explanation as to why she was lucky to get her presents. My daughter didn't really like this explanation and was upset. We both told her that some parents work really hard to convince their kids that Santa exists, and that she shouldn't try to convince kids otherwise. My wife definitely felt like I should have lied. Eventually, my wife asked my daughter if learning Santa wasn't real changed how she feels about Christmas. My daughter said, kinda. Yeah, it is a kind of a twist. I mean, I think you can tell somebody anytime that Santa isn't real, but I think you should be careful when you do it because you really break a mindset that was there for people. My wife thinks that I should have lied. Kids believing in Santa is harmless, and that I can't relate to Christmas from a child's perspective because I didn't have those experiences. I think we played along with the tradition for as long as we could. When my daughter directly asked me about the truth, was a better option, I can't really walk this one back, and we all have a good holiday. But am I the asshole? Kind of eating for a moment here, I admit. Sorry for cringing at my eating sounds. Just kind of waiting for my meal to cool down a little bit. Well, this one here is going to be interesting because, in a way, I think it's kind of a middle ground. Because there are people that are raised on it and there are people that are not raised on the belief of Santa. So we all have different perceptions on this one specifically. But in my opinion, I think this person probably will get classified as the asshole because he broke it so soon to the kid. Instead of giving the kid time to maybe realize it on their own. Instead of just breaking everything on that. Because Santa's a very, big figure in life. A very mild, you're the asshole. It isn't that you told your daughter too soon or something. It is that you decided to directly contradict your wife in front of your daughter. You should have deflected answering directly and had a conversation. Then had a conversation with your wife in private on how to approach the topic of Santa's existence to the daughter. Kind of a shitty thing to hear. Your wife tell your daughter, yes, he's real, and then you immediately go against that. Yeah. I'll read one more, but yeah, it seems like they decided this person's the asshole, and I can see why they did. Okay, I'll read one more of this. You're the asshole. There isn't any harm in believing in the magic of Santa Claus as a kid. I know I did. I don't know anyone who is upset they were lied to about it, including my own kids. Santa is a huge part of Christmas for those who believe, and you just ruined that part of Christmas for your daughter. When mine get old enough to really start questioning it, around the age of 10, I told them that he's not really real, but the magic surrounding the belief is, as in Christmas magic. The kindness, the giving, being with friends and family, the whole feeling a lot of us get around Christmas, that's what Santa is. That's a decent way to describe it, as a feeling and as a act. Yeah. I think at a certain age, I think people better grasp that. The feeling of Christmas, like when they're older and stuff. And when they're little, let them believe in the magic, but when they get old enough to question it, have them just believe in good acts that Christmas brings. Yeah. The big a-hole part is how you directly contradicted your wife in front of your daughter and told your daughter to lie to her friends. All you had to do was go along with it and have a discussion with your wife about it in private, not undermine her in front of your own kid. Now your 6-year-old has to listen to her friends getting excited about Santa, and even though you told her not to tell anyone, aka lie to them, she'll probably slip because she's so young. So while you were worried about lying to her, you told her to lie to others. Do you see the issue with this? Yeah. And the kid, as a little kid, you're open with your friends, even as an adult on some levels probably. So it's going to be slipped, and it's probably going to lead to more discussions that this person does not want. He should have sugar-coated things and just went along with the Santa thing. It would have been a lot better. Finding another good one. Let's find another good one. Am I the asshole for excluding our brother from the group gift? My dad has a kind of expensive Christmas wish. He did not really wish for it, but it is something we know he always wanted. But he himself is a very generous gift giver, so I wanted to make it happen. I, 25-year-old, told my siblings, my sister Ashley, who's 30, and my brother Mike, who's 24, and they were in. So I did some research and found a great Black Friday deal that would leave us with $100 each to spend for the gift. So I told my siblings, hey, I found a great deal if each party, the name, boyfriend's name Ashley, husband's name Mike, girlfriend's name, can do $100. I can get the premium edition for $300. My sister was in, but Mike said that he would not ask his girlfriend to pitch in since it was their first Christmas together, and they agreed to not do anything big. So, with that agreement, that's understandable, I guess. They're a couple since January, so they haven't had, a full year together, it sounds like. Yet. They're getting there, but not yet. So me and Ashley were like, fine. It's still $100 per party, and Mike, you are still your own party. But Mike demanded to only pay a fifth since he was on his own. We told him that was not fair to cover some of his part, and that his girlfriend will certainly also get a very generous gift from our dad because of the experience with every girlfriend boyfriend ever. So he should either ask her to pitch in or cover her part, or boyfriends' husbands will also actually pay their part, but of course the gift will be from all of us. But Mike still refused, telling us it was unfair to expect him to pay for two when he and his girlfriend do not share the expenses like we and our partners do. So we kicked him out of the group gift and told him to find something on his own because we'll not cover for him. Now he's mad at us for kicking him out and always excluding him and being always about money. Well, this is kind of a tough territory because this situation is very much about money. How all of it's about money. Sorry for the eating sounds. I'm trying to ruin this experience. I think it's okay for him to get his own gift for the father. But I'm going to say this person might be ruled as the asshole because, they can't really afford to chip in. And under certain circumstances, it sounds like the circumstances are reasonable enough. So I'm going to say this person's the asshole for trying to push the split. And if, it's not like he wasn't going to pay a portion, but he can't afford to pay the whole thing. So I'm going to say asshole. Really? Not the asshole. Okay. Not the asshole, but you should have just changed the gift being from 3 of your siblings, and Mike needs to kick in as his $100. Okay? Not the asshole, can't seem to win with Mike, then pay 1/3, or get his own gift. I would think that this year is plenty of time to contribute with girlfriend. He doesn't have to go 50-50 with her. Okay. People are saying that the split can happen and should happen. But, well, went a different direction. I thought this person might be considered an a-hole for trying to push a certain dynamic on somebody who might not be able to afford it. But they went a different direction. Okay. Okay. I found a good one here. I'm going to read for a sec. I'm going to finish up my snack. Okay, am I the asshole for refusing to send money to my husband? Due to the number of scams in my country, in some cases in my family, or the clarity, in my house we have, oh, in my house we have a safe word. If something happens and that we need money urgently, we say the word so that the other person knows that it is indeed the other person. We really use this. Recently, my husband went on a car trip for work, and around 3 a.m., I was woken up by the call, and it actually sounded like my husband's voice, but on an unknown number. Ooh, that's a thing now with AI. He said his cell phone died while he walked to a nearby gas station, so he could call me because his car died on the road. At this part, I was really sleepy and didn't even understand half of it. So I interrupted by saying, "What's the safe word?" He, in his own way, "What a safe word, baby. It is me. Just send to one the cards because I don't have physical money with me." This is true, or he makes a bank transaction or debit card, but I didn't feel safe, especially with how the scam can go, and even more that he refused to say our safe word, and in my complete sleep I said, "Sorry, can't help." Maybe if it had been any time, I would have been more helpful, but I went back to sleep because I was exhausted in the middle of the period of our baby sleeps. Well, in the end, he found a card with a limit in his wallet and used it. Everything worked out. When he arrived, he was very angry, saying it was obvious it was him, and that he wouldn't say the word because in the stress he could barely was able to remember his name, and that I shouldn't have hung up on him and gone back to sleep. That is, could have been my mistake. Emergency, or I simply ignored it. Thinking about it now, it seems pretty obvious that it was him, especially given the way he spoke, but in the midst of a sleepy and distress, I didn't feel good. Whew, this could go two different ways with the ruling. Not the asshole because the person didn't use the safe word, because that's a good way to decide not the asshole right here. This person refused to use the safe word. He should have it written down or something. So, and it seems like there's a policy to that. But asshole because fell asleep, refused to deal with the situation. The person did. I sympathize a bit, but with the mentioning of scams and the person not using the safe word, I'm going to say they're probably going to rule this person, not the asshole. Okay, not the asshole. You have a password literally just for the situation. The person calls begging you for money and you're not 100% sure it's legit. His inability to keep his composure because his car broke down is his failing, not yours. He's a grown-ass man and needs to act like it. What's the point of having these financial safety plans in place if you're not going to use them? Your husband is an idiot for not recognizing this and blaming you for his inability to adult. Fair. Not the asshole. This comes up often enough that you had to come up with a safe word, and then he doesn't use a safe word, then that's on him. I'm perplexed on why you guys have been targeted by scammers. Take some stuff out. So, let's reread this. Am I the asshole for not coming home for Thanksgiving? I have to work until Wednesday night. It's non-negotiable with my work. Then I drive about 6 hours to visit my family. Get me there around midnight. Thursday, my mom and grandma volunteered to pick me up, and my uncle at the airport, and that's 2 hours in the other direction. So now making me drive 8 hours, and he gets in at 3 p.m. So I'm inconveniencing him by waiting for me to get off work. So my uncle chose this airport because it was cheaper to fly into. Everyone acts like I can hop over there and pick him up. No worries. I just found this out yesterday, even though he bought these tickets like months in advance. Work has been stupid rough recently because we are understaffed and I can't seem to catch up. Leaving on time Wednesday was already a hassle, and I needed some wiggle room for me to get things together. Now my mom and grandma acts like I can take my luggage and head to pick up my uncle up directly from his work because he'll be waiting for me. I finally told them that, oh, that sucks because I wasn't actually able to make it to Thanksgiving this year. After they asked me, I'm working early Friday. I might actually do it now because the...
Okay, you just put it away. Okay.
No, I'm gonna edit stuff out, so
Okay.
I'm editing a lot out.
What I was going to say is, for Dynasty, Jackie gave me her cell number. I can always call her at home.
If you
and
give
for
her a
next
call.
week, because of the holiday Thursday, would they even be open Wednesday? I don't know. I'd have to ask Jackie.
No big deal, but I just if I can get a haircut scheduled, I like to get one scheduled.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll close this up now. All right. There you go. I don't want to keep interrupting.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Rereading again. A portion of it now. Okay. Now my mom and grandma acts like my luggage and had to pick my uncle up directly from my work because he'll be waiting on me. Finally told him like, oh, that sucks because I wasn't actually able to make it to Thanksgiving this year. After they asked me, I'm working early Friday. I might actually do it now because, hey, overtime. The problem is, now my uncle is stuck 8 hours away from my grandma on Wednesday, and he has to rent a car last minute. He doesn't have any extra money, and that's why he flew into a cheaper airport. My mom asked if I could still pick him up and maybe meet my cousin, his son, halfway. And I said I don't know my schedule, and halfway is still an 8-hour round trip. The whole family is mad at me for leaving my uncle abandoned, but I feel like it's not my problem. I never told him to fly into the airport 2 hours in the opposite direction from me and 8 hours from my grandma. This seems like a poor planning on his part, and no one asked if it was okay with me. Since I was the closest family member to him, I've now been labeled ruining everyone's Thanksgiving because he has to make other plans with my uncle since I'm not bothering to help pick him up now, to the point that I'm not even going to show up. So this person is very bugged about the whole situation and is known late and stuck with a situation that they don't want to be even in the first place. I'm going to say they're not the asshole. They're just shoved off with something they don't want. Not the asshole, may I add, good for you for saying no. I just found this out yesterday, even though I bought these tickets months in advance. If you weren't sure how little they were considering you, at the least, this leaves no doubt. The whole family is mad at me for leaving my uncle abandoned. The audacity. If they're so concerned, why don't they all pitch in and pay for the car rental? This year, be thankful that you stood up for yourself, and maybe now your family will think twice before thinking you can dispose your time as they want. At the point, I'm not even going to show up. No. Yeah. Luckily, he doesn't have to be stuck at the airport on Wednesday. He can stay at home, too. That's fair. That's fair. It's a lot to be shoved off on somebody. I'm going to try to eat this meal before I got to go to work. I'm kind of leaving it recording, but... What up, Ma?
Hi.
When you give them a call...
I already tried Jackie. She said, sorry I missed your call. She's not answering right now. This is her cell. Right later.
It's possible to get scheduled for this.
Yeah, if that is a holiday. Well, don't take that water out of the bath. Bigger bottles of yours out in the back room there. Open the door up. I'll get it. Okay. Yeah, because I'm just saying, I can ask her that it's a holiday. She isn't. Then you could go wherever you want to go there. Here, nice and cold. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, because I can't get it right now. If she has caller ID, she may be getting back to me.
She might, hopefully. I want to try to get it sorted out.
Okay.
I'm going to read 3 more and then wrap this up. Let's start with this one here. These will be my last 3 that I'll read through. It's got to load for a sec. This one seems interesting. Haha, there we go. Got it working. Couldn't mess with that. I'm vowing on reading 3 more stories. This is one of the 3. Am I the asshole for talking to someone at a bar? From the title, not sure what to make of it. I went out for a few drinks with my best friend last weekend. While we were at the bar, I noticed one of my girlfriend's friends was at the bar with a guy who looked like he was taking on for an answer. I'd met this friend a couple of times, and she always says hi when she sees me, so she knows who I am. I needed another drink, so I went to the bar, and I heard that this guy was keep trying to talk to her into letting him get her a drink, despite her repeatedly saying no. I went up to her and said hi, and asked how she was. She seemed happy that someone had came over and started talking to me. I guess if she wanted to join me and my friend, and told her I'd order her a drink if she wanted to go and sit down. She agreed and went and sat at our table. When I brought the drinks over, she thanked me for stepping in and said the other guy had been bothering her for a while. She stayed for an hour or 2 with us and had a few more drinks, so then she wanted to head off home, so I ordered her a taxi and made sure she got a taxi okay. The next morning my girlfriend seemed annoyed, so I asked what was wrong. She mentioned that another friend of hers had messaged her to tell her that I sat drinking with her friend and looked like we were getting on well. I tried to explain what had happened, but she said I was wrong for drinking with her friend. I mentioned that I was doing her friend a favor and I was doing nothing wrong, and she said I shouldn't have been having drinks with another woman, and that's disrespectful and wrong for doing it. I asked her for talking and having a drink with her friend. It's her friend. This conversation. I think the person's a little too jealous. In an unhealthy way. Honestly, not the asshole. I think guys can be friends with girls. Shouldn't be an issue. Not the issue you saved your friend from potentially a miserable experience, or worse, actual danger. Your girlfriend needs to think carefully about whether she'd really have preferred you see this and ignore it. If you're not allowed to be seen with another woman with your girlfriend's blessing, then that's a big old red flag. Not the asshole, your girlfriend. She's immature and insecure. I think you stepped up. So yeah, seems like people are saying that the partner is very immature, which is fair from the story, and especially when the guy explains it and it sounds reasonable enough. I got 2 more stories left. I'll read them in a minute. I'm going to put away my food. I'll be right back for reading these 2 last stories. Thank you for
You
everything.
need to keep this in the bag.
No, that can be thrown away.
Okay, I gotta get the stuff out of your bag in order to put your meal in. I'm doing that now. I'm just getting this around. Okay, yeah, just leave everything. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to try to pick 2 good stories here to conclude on. Sorry about the burp. Here we go. Okay. Here's the first of the last 2. It's taking a little while to load. Hopefully the loading screen will work. It just takes probably a minute, if anything. Sometimes I gotta back it up and then restart it. Or just click again. Am I the asshole for catching my mother-in-law's lies and bringing them in front of my husband? My mother-in-law has been consistently lying to us for the past 6 years. Strong start. Especially about jewelry purchases. For an instance, she visits my mom's family jeweler, who has been a part of our family for over 50 years. Gets items made and then spins elaborate stories about their origin. She says that they were a gift from her brother, or she already had them, or she just revamped an existing piece, avoiding the truth about my father-in-law, in fact paid for everything. They also pretend to not be doing too well financially, even asking us to pay for their tickets to visit us. It was also all too contradictory when she has spent close to 35 to 40K on these items. A lot of money. I come from mother-in-laws must be treated like moms, but I found myself distancing myself from her to protect my mental health. However, since year one of marriage, my husband keeps telling me that I don't treat her like my own mother. She's never treated me like her own daughter to begin with, and I can't even begin to describe how she does more for her own daughter than for me. My husband believes she treats both of us the same way, but not. I suspect that there are some lies that are related to our financial struggles, considering the tight year my husband and I have had. We recently bought a house and borrowed little money from a father-in-law, but we later realized we didn't need the entire amount and are already paying it back. Adding to stress, I'm expecting a baby next summer. My sister-in-law is getting married in the spring. My family's my first trimester was a trip from the hell because I not only had complications, but mother-in-law started fussing about me being unable to make it for sister-in-law's wedding. I do want to be part of the wedding, but unfortunately, everyone involved thinks April is the only viable month for them to get married, which is when I'll be about 34 weeks plus pregnant. Regardless of that, they exclude me from all the planning, decision making, keeping many details hidden. Sister-in-law has a habit of lying too, very cringe, very unnecessary. Having been hurt by lies in the past, I'm struggling to make my husband understand the profound impact this one has on me. He suggests looking for other way or better. He just assumes that there must be a good reason for all the lies. He tells me I should see their intention and not the lie. But exactly, I don't get their intention. Today, he also verbally abused me and left me feeling broken and hurt. I truly can't fathom the reason for her constant lying. I can't help but telling my husband about it too. Am I the asshole? And the edit is verbally abused. That's what he did. I'm going to say not the asshole. Are you sure that you want to stay in this family? If your husband is now abusing you, you have the worse problems than a lying mother-in-law. Not the asshole is what they said. Not the asshole. You won't want to hear this. So sorry, your husband is a mommy's boy, and he won't believe you or confront his mommy about this. You may want to consider your marriage. Sorry, but he and his mother are toxic. I appreciate you're expecting a baby, but you really need to get out of there. Seems like some people are just really hinting that she should just go as soon as she can. Jeez. Okay. I have one final story to go over, and then I'm wrapping up this episode, concluding it. Okay? Let's find one I didn't read through yet. Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to go to my mom's funeral? Let's just end on this one. I'll read through this. It's very short. At least I think it is. Oh, this one's an update one. No, I don't want to go do an update one. I want to do one that's got a start here. Okay. Let's do this one. Even though people already ruled on it. Let's do a full read of it. Am I the asshole for not telling my wife my sister died? My 35 sister died 3 weeks ago. My wife had not only met her once since she lived quite far away, and every time I went to see her, my wife didn't come. My dad told me that she died and told me when the funeral was. I traveled down for the funeral, and I told my wife I was going to see my sister, which wasn't really a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. You didn't put the funeral title in there. That's a lie. A few days after I got back from home, my brother called my wife and told her to check up on me since I hadn't been answering his calls and texts. I guess she asked why he was so worried, and my brother told her about my sister dying. My wife got really upset with me for not telling her, and she said that I can't trust her, and I should talk to her instead of bottling up my feelings. I explained that I didn't tell her because I knew she'd worry and expect me to talk about how I feel. It's very sweet of her worrying about me, but she doesn't need to. It's like she doesn't understand that I don't talk about how I feel, unlike her. She barely spoken to me since. She said that she feels betrayed. I didn't mean to upset her so much. I just didn't want to deal with her constant worrying. Am I the asshole? Yeah. You should just tell her. You're going to have to deal with that. You're with this person. This is part of the package. Just deal with it. Don't be a little puss. So here's You're the Asshole is kind of what they picked. Well, that's basically what they picked. Unfortunately, you're the asshole. First and foremost, I'm sorry for your loss. I understand it's hard when a partner can be a little overbearing when they are worried. They love you. I would be quite hurt by my husband would not share something so personal because I would worry. Trust that she is there for you. You can say, I don't need you to worry, or even I need some time to myself. But to purposely keep information like that for your family is just hurtful. I hope you guys can talk about it. Yeah, that's fair. Fair, And I feel bad for this person who's losing a sister. I'm sad. Kind of, sad read, but, it's the one I picked for the last one, so. I want to thank you all for watching this episode of Reading Reddit. Have a great day. Bye.